Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. I'm Chair Wanika Fisher. I'm joined by our Vice Chair and Chair Vice Chair of the Council, Crystal Oriata, to welcome you to the General Assembly Committee hearing for Tuesday, November 4th, which is also so telling because it's also Election Day in some of our municipalities and our neighboring states. May the clerk please call the roll.
Chair Fisher,
Present.
Vice Chair Oriata,
Here.
Councilmember Adam Stafford,
Present.
Councilmember Ivy,
Here.
4 members present during roll call.
Thank you so much, Mr. Clerk. I'm now going to turn it over to our committee director, Marley Nettle Simpson, to present our joint letter that we are here to discuss on the agenda.
Good morning, Chair Fisher, Vice Chair Oriata, and members of the General Assembly Committee. I am Marbley Nettle Simpson, Committee Director for the record. Members, before you are two documents, one containing the funding request we received from the council members that the General Assembly staff drafted, and the other is the joint priorities letter drafted and sent to us from the county executive. The letter includes state requests for funds for the following: County Strike Force 311 expansion, Morgan Boulevard Station enhancement, an education and sports innovation hub, housing at Suitland Town Center, Bowie State University Mark Station redevelopment, Blue Line Corridor, and the downtown Largo funding, Fort Washington Marina revitalization, housing stability and access, behavioral health services, primary care access, public safety improvement and updates, infrastructure improvement for Lotsford Road Bridge, Beaver Dam Road Bridge, Alconia State Bridge, and Bridge Preservation Program, Bladensburg flood reduction, and stormwater management for the entire county. We are aware that we will be making changes to the emblem, the document arrangement, as well as implementing technical amendments. However, for today, we would like to gather your substantive ideas. The council will have until November 18th to make changes and vote to approve this letter. Please let me know if you have any questions. Mr. Jackson and Mr. Atkinson are present from the county executives team.
Thank you, Madam Director. Mr. Jackson or Mr. Atkinson, do you want to say anything about the letter before the colleagues discuss?
Good morning. For the record, Marcus Jackson, Director of Government, Legislative Director. Thank you for this opportunity to come before you today to discuss the county executive's priorities going into the 2026 General Assembly session. This letter that's before you today is basically a letter that is done with a lot of care and a lot of consideration to the needs of our community. The goals of the county executive to elevate the community. We focused on some key investments, specifically in the area of beautification, economic development, and housing. But we are here to listen to some of your suggestions and particularly some of your requests. And I will turn it over to Carlton for his comments.
Good morning, Carlton Atkinson, on behalf of the county executive. I just want to underscore what my colleague said here. This is a working document, and I do think it reflects some of the issues that we endeavor to fight for in Annapolis this session. But I think more importantly, we've already heard some concerns or some questions that we are going to take back and try to add to this document. So I think with that being said, we're open to your questions, comments, and concerns, and here to have a discussion about how this letter can reflect the wishes of all parties involved.
Awesome. Thank you to both of you for your hard work. I know our county executive appreciates you both. One thing, colleagues, I wanted to, before I take your comments and additions to this document, is there is a separate letter for roadway and transit requests that is spearheaded through the TIE committee with Mr. Battle and Mr. Olson. So if you want more sidewalk or you want something with a state highway road, remember that's for that. The only other, I'll have my one addition, but as a note, I guess for Ms. Simpson's and Ms. Nettle Simpson and for the county exec, I talked to the Senate delegation. Until they have an election for chair of their body, it's the acting chair, Senator Ron Watson. So if the letter can be addressed to you, just write acting chair, and they'll be voting, I think, in January. So he's acting till then for our all correspondence for the committee, by the way. Colleagues, the only thing I would love y'all's support on to add to this letter that I brought up before we started offline was there was a cut to the Maryland Transit Police, and we need about 50 to 75 positions. As you know, Purple Line is coming, and it's actually not our jurisdiction when you're on the Purple Line and a crime occurs or things are going on. So we need funded officers from the Maryland Transit Authority on Purple Line. Otherwise, it'll fall to PGPD, who is very overworked. So that's one of my additions. And colleagues, please just let me call on you. Anything you want to add, or Madam Vice Chair?
Thank you. I have three things for consideration, because I think it's an opportunity for us to put the things that are our wish list of priorities when we go into negotiate. One is around childcare funding. We did pass legislation similar to like Montgomery County around creating a child care grant program, but we have not been able to fund that. So looking for additional funding, even if we ask for a match, if we put funding in, if we can get additional funding from the state, I think that given the climate is going to be a huge need across the board. The second priority, we talked a little bit about this when it comes to our policy priorities, but we also need to be funding, is expanding our autism waiver program. We'll need dollars if we want that list to not be a huge waiting list. Now, obviously, we want to expand it for the whole state, but if there's an opportunity to get resources specifically for Prince George's County, knowing that, 20% of our kids are diagnosed with being on the spectrum, and you can have a 5 to 10 year wait for getting additional services when you're in Prince George's County and you're waiting for services. And then the last one is to be added to the conversation around housing is expanding our voucher program. As we know, we have not opened our voucher list or extended resources for 6+ years, while neighboring jurisdictions have been able to subsidize, like Montgomery County has what they get plus additional resources because they have a larger budget. We know we're not in the same situation as neighboring jurisdictions. So being mindful to go to the state to say, hey, we have not been able to extend our voucher list for almost a decade, and we need additional resources from the state to be on par with the region. So those are my three. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. Councilmember at Large, Jolene, did you have? I'm sorry,
No,
Jolene, then I'll go to you, Councilwoman.
I did already talk offline with Mr. Atkinson, but for the record, I, of course, support increasing primary care access. There was a big discussion during the Board of Health. I see that Anya Makarova is here, who led that. And I just wanted to be more specific. They're not going to just give us $25 million. Good luck with how you implement this. And on our list, I think that the CCI Health Services
I don't know if you
is a way
This is
to actually start increasing the number of primary care doctors. And if there are other programs too, this doesn't have to be the only one, but this one's ready to go. And so I would like to ask for the 5 million for CCI Health Services.
Thank you, Councilmember Ivy, Councilmember Adam Stafford.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to strike a couple of things here from mine. So I can email those to you if that's all right. You want me to just?
Councilmember, can you refer to the other
Okay.
documents?
Sure.
that I know you're referring to?
So on the county council state budget request, I think that this might have been an error because they're going to get support from our office in different ways. So the Glenarden Boys and Girls Club and Succeeding Despite, we're going to support them in a different way. So I don't think that it needed to be included in this state budget request. But thank you for the additions here, and certainly the film office is going to support our Creative Communities Act and expanding that as well. But the redevelopment corridor, I wanted to, the goal here really is to do a feasibility study on, bringing some redevelopment to that corridor. I know residents are really concerned with the amount of liquor stores there and lack of retail and affordable housing. And so I think that the amount that we have here, I think I'd rather just take the amount off and perhaps work with someone in Annapolis to help us get a more accurate amount. Mhm.
I think that's very wise, and I think you can also do that with the planning department. I always want to
Okay.
remind colleagues, and I'll have Miss Nettle Simpson send out an email, because I do it a lot with my district, to remind you all to work with your senators and delegates for these bond bills, right? Sometimes we can get lost in our stuff, and sometimes they don't really actually know what to put forward to ask for a bond.
Yeah.
So that also, I'll make sure we send a reminder at the top of the session to each of your districts to hit up your senators and delegates on what is your community bond bill initiatives to cover some of this stuff. Madam Ivy.
I am not sure. It's been a while since I was there, but I wouldn't think a bond bill would cover a study.
No, not a study, but at least for when with the fire department, I got
Yeah.
bond money for Hyattsville Fire Department and some of the other aspects. But yes, you're right, Madam.
Okay.
Sure, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna Miss Simpson, Miss Nettle Simpson, could you just go through do you want us to vote on all the additions we'd like, or what should we do at this juncture?
Madam Chair, I think just to expedite, we can continue negotiations between the two of us, and then we can vote it based on the amendments that you all have requested to be considered. I don't know how that vote can even go, but then we'll bring it to the full council for further discussion.
Yes, because this letter, as you include what we discussed today, you need to authorize the chair's signature by what date again?
November 18th.
Oh yeah, so it's in 2 weeks. Okay, so are you trying to? This is not coming to council today? Next Tuesday?
Next Tuesday. If you would like for it to come to council today, we can do that because I've
I think
kept
he
us
has a
on the
busy.
agenda.
I
Okay,
think he
that's
has a
fine.
busy schedule, so
That's
I won't do that. So why don't we? Oh, I
We're
mean
doing it on
Monday. Monday we have
Mhm.
council on Monday. I mean on Monday. So yeah, I'll take a vote. If you can list all of the council additions, just so the colleagues have a say in what they would like, and then you will work together offline, and then we can vote the letter out just so it can get to the agenda for next Monday. Okay. So you can just walk through the things that we would like added to the letter.
To be clear, I want to, for clarification, Councilmember Adam Stafford was like, of this list, what does she want to?
She's taking off Glen Ardен Boys and Girls. She's taking off the succeeding despite, and she's taking off the redevelopment corridor.
Well, she's not taking it off.
She's gonna do it in a different way, not in the letter.
But keeping the film office, Bladensburg Fire Department, and Bladensburg Town Improvements.
Yes, she's
Okay.
keeping those. And then the CCI
and
is
then-
exactly what Miss Ivy discussed.
And then
So we add that specifically, and then we have
empty.
Maryland Transit Police, and then we have childcare. What's up? Yes,
I got.
Miss Oriada's request.
Yeah. In the autism waiver program. Okay.
Just clearly just read that out, and then I'll just take a motion, and then we'll go from there.
So to be added to the joint priorities letter would be the following amendments. The MTA 75 funded police officer positions for the Purple Line, the child care program, funding, a matching program for child care, autism waiver program, the expanding housing voucher program in Prince George's County, as well as, all right, the Maryland Film Office support, Bladensburg Fire Department support for a new fire truck, and the Bladensburg Town improvements. And CCI Health Services for $5 million.
Specific ask under that 25 million.
Correct. We will probably have all of that area. Yes, so for the
put it as another
healthcare,
one.
we've talked about it. For healthcare, we will make them more specific. You all will see everything before it gets to the full council, and you'll still be able to change it at that point.
Make a motion.
Yes, yes, please, Madam Vice Chair.
Make a motion to move favorable on the amendments.
Second, there's been a motion by the Vice Chair, second by myself, the Chair. We can have a roll call.
Chair Fisher,
Aye.
Vice Chair Oriata,
Aye.
Councilmember Adam Stafford,
Aye.
Councilmember Ivy.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0.
Can I have a motion to authorize the chair's signature, or not chair's signature, I'm sorry, authorize the letter to full council as amended?
Motion. Move favorable.
Thank you. There's been a motion by Vice Chair Oriata, a second by myself. We could just call the roll.
Chair Fisher,
Aye.
Vice Chair Oriata.
Aye.
Councilmember Adam Stafford,
Aye.
Councilmember Ivy.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0.
Amazing. I'll turn it back over to you, Ms. Nelson. I don't know what else we have. Is that it?
No,
Okay.
ma'am, we're finished.
Okay, yes. So now we have a motion to adjourn. Would be great. Okay, motion by Shayla Adam Stafford. Second, we're adjourned. Thank you all. This is the last meeting. Oh, sorry for announcements. This is the last meeting for the General Assembly Committee for the 2025 calendar year. Colleagues, if you would like to join me for a rousing evening of Prince George's public hearings, you can join Mr. Atkinson, myself, and Mr. Jackson and Ms. Nettle Simpson for that probably 4-hour long plus meeting. We'll be having, do you know the date of public hearing yet? December 1st, if you all would like to join, but you pay me the big bucks to do that, so I will be doing that. And we will reconvene in the January time. I know you've all heard a lot about special session. If there is one, we will meet. If there's not, I will see you all in January. Thank you all so much.